In this video, I'm gonna show you how to play Uncharted 1 Drake's Fortune on PC with the best settings. This is a new version of my original tutorial video that includes more details about the setup process and fixes some mistakes that I've made and is updated for RPCS 3 now in 2024. Without wasting any time, let's get started. We'll begin by downloading RPCS 3, the PS3 emulator. I'll put the link down below. And here on the main page, you just have to click here on the download button, and then you download the emulator for the operational system you're using. In my case, I'm using Windows, so I'm gonna click on this one and then place it on the folder of your preference on your PC. It will come as a zipped file, so you have to extract it with either WinRAR or 7-zip. In my case, I'm using 7-zip, so I'm just gonna extract the file here. And you can go ahead and delete the original one. We're not gonna need that anymore. And to begin, you just have to double click here on rpcs3.exe to start the installation. And here there's a few options if you want to create a desktop shortcut and stuff. I would not recommend using the dark theme yet, so I'm gonna turn this off. And then just click here on do not show again, and I have read the quick start guide. And then just select here on continue. And there you go, we have RPCS3 on our computer. First, we have to install the PS3 firmware on the emulator, and we can get that on the official Sony website. This is the place right here. The link will be down below, and on this page, you want to scroll down here to the bottom a little bit, and where it says how to update PS3 system software, you want to click here on update using a computer. And then you just click on download PS3 update and place the file on the same emulator folder. If for some reason the download doesn't start when you click on it, then you have to click on it with the right button on your mouse and then select copy link address and then paste the link on your browser and press enter. Then the download will start. Now back on the emulator folder, I already downloaded my firmware here. It is this file, the PS3 update. Now you want to go to the emulator and right here click on file and click on install firmware. It should open the emulator folder by default, so now you just have to double click here on the PS3 update and it will install the firmware on RPCS3. Click here and do not show again and then click OK. And now it will install these PPU modules, but this shouldn't take long. And while you wait for it to finish, this will be a good time to subscribe to the channel and also leave a like on this video. I would really appreciate it. Now back on the emulator folder, there is this folder here called games that was already created when you installed the emulator. And this is the folder where you're gonna be placing the game files. And you can do this by dumping your own copy of the game or finding it online. But this is something that I can't show here on the video or even mention it because it's against YouTube's policy. Now let's go back to the emulator right here. And the game is already showing up for me, but if it doesn't for you, click here on the File tab and then Add Games. And from here, you just select the folder where the game is installed and it should open up for you like this. But this is the vanilla version of the game. We don't have the patches. So this is what we're going to do now. Using this tool right here, Rusty PSN, the link will be down below as well. So here on this page, you just want to click here on the latest release available. It is version 3.7, and then just scroll down here to the bottom, and you have to download this file right here, the Rusty PSN EG Windows.zip. Download this file if you are using Windows like I am. You can place it on the same emulator folder. Now back on the RPCS3 folder, the file is right here, the Rusty PSN that is, so you just have to extract the single .exe file that is inside of it with either WinRAR or 7-zip here. And then now you just have to double click here on the Rusty PSN.exe and the tool will open. Before you start downloading the patches, I want you to click here on this little gear so you can change the download location for the patches. In my case, I like to create a new folder on the emulator folder here called updates, just so that I can keep things organized, you know? And now go back to Rusty PSN and then select pick folder and then select that one updates folder that we just created. Remember, this is optional. This is up to you how you want to download this, but I like doing it like this. So now click here on save settings. And for downloading the patches for Uncharted 1, we're gonna need the game serial code, and we can get that on the emulator itself. So go back to it, right here on the game, click on it with the right button, and then on this option here from the bottom, copy info, select this option right here, copy serial. Now, go back to Rusty PSN, and just press Ctrl V here, and then select search for updates, and there you go. It is now listing all the updates available for Uncharted 1, which is basically just one, right? And then you just want to go ahead here and click on download file. This one is pretty quick, right? Now go back to the emulator, and again on the file tab, click on it, and then click on install packages, RAPs, EDATs, and select the folder where we just downloaded the patch. Right here, the emulator folder, and then the updates folder, Uncharted 1, this is the serial code, and there you go. The PKG file for the update, just highlight it and click on open. It's going to ask if you want to install this package. Of course we do. Click on yes, and there you go. The game is patched. And now for the second step for this game, right click on it again, and then select this option right here, manage game patch. I already did this before, but if nothing shows up for you, it's going to ask you if you want to download the latest updates available. So you just click on yes, and it's going to list the game like this. So click right here and then select the patched version 1.10. The only options you want to have enabled here are debug menu, disable depth of field, and disable motion blur. Just click here on apply and then save. And now for the third step, once again, click on the game with the right button and then select this option right here, create custom configuration. On the GPU tab, make sure that the renderer is set to Vulkan, and on output scaling, I like turning on the sharpening strength right here to the Fidelity FX Super Resolution, something between like 70 to 80 or maybe 85 should be okay. I'm gonna put mine here on 80. And on additional settings, turn on right color buffers and VSync. Also set the frame limit to 60 FPS, otherwise the cutscenes will play with double speed. On the advanced tab, enable the first option, debug console mode. On the RSX FIFO accuracy, change it from fast to atomic, and change the driver wake up delay to 250. You can use the keys on the keyboard for that, for the more precise thing. And on V-blank frequency, change this to 120 Hz. This is required for getting the game on 60 FPS. Now click on apply and then save custom configuration. And if you haven't already, click here on pads and configure your controller. If you click here on handlers, it's gonna list all the controllers available. And in my case, I'm using a Xbox controller, so all I have to do is click here on X input, and it's going to do all the work here for me. And I click on save, and now we have to change the dev mode, but we have to open the game for that. So go ahead and double click the game. Now with the game open, pick up your controller because we're going to open the dev menu. So with your controller, press the left stick and the start button right here to open the dev menu. And on the first option here on rendering, click on that with X, and you're going to mesh options, this one right here, and you're going to enable this option here, disable sunlight shadow buffer draw. Just press X or A if you're on a Xbox controller, and there you go. And if you want to get rid of the screen, press the left stick again and press triangle or the Y button if you're on a Xbox controller, like this. And there you go. Message will go away. You can start playing the game. But with these settings, you can play the game for something like 30 to 50 FPS. It fluctuates a lot depending on what's happening on screen and all. But it's definitely playable from start to finish. But in safe areas like this one, you're likely going to hit 60 sometimes with no problem, at the cost of quality as well. And I have many videos like this on the channel covering how to install and play games on PC, focusing on the best graphics and performance. So if you like what you saw, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and check out my other stuff. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.